An Explanation to Technology Integration Plan by Miguel Angel Gonzalez, EDT 620, Dr. Caroline Savio Ramos. Why use technology in the lesson? Well, we use technology to teach all students, to engage all students in the learning process, and to enhance the learning experiences for students. We also seek to enhance student retention and close the achievement gaps between learning and knowledge. How does using technology follow the Society for Technology in Education Standards, commonly known as ISTE? Well, first, it allows teachers to differentiate instruction by allowing them to have ample time to teach students. Also, it allows teachers to slow down or speed up, which helps with the learning process. In fact, if a student comes up and does not understand, the teacher can slow down. Or if the student grasps the concept, the teacher can speed up and learn the concepts. Also, technology allows for drill and practice, which is essential to student learning. Technology also allows students to be cognizant of the use of technology. If they know how to use it, they will learn the concepts more in depth. Furthermore, technology prepares students for future careers as it allows them to have knowledge of the technology, knowledge of how to access it, and how to explain it to others. How does using technology help students understand the curriculum? Well, first, it elicits student understanding by captivating their attention. We know as teachers to engage them is the key to their success in learning the concepts. Second, it eases transition of knowledge from teacher to student. We all know that it's very hard to get students to get wanting to know, interested in this mathematics per se. However, using technology is very, very important to a student. Technology also links prior knowledge to current knowledge. By this I mean students use what they know from previously to learn what they're currently learning. Also, technology allows the teacher to model, giving precise step-by-step solution to what the student is having problem with. Technology also allows students to see the relevance of the content. If the student is not able to see what the teacher is trying to convey to the student, the student loses quickly interest and starts not caring for the curriculum or the content and starts misbehaving. How does using technology help students understand the curriculum? Well, it allows students to be technology literate. If a student can copy, edit, and paste their ideas into software and share them to their peers, he or she is better able to defend his or her position and also get their peers' perspectives. Also, it develops the student's life and career skills. If the student can post his or her ideas and defend them in a respectful way, the student is learning the necessary life and career skills for the future. Also, technology helps link real-world phenomena to content. If the student sees it's applicable to his career that he wants to be when he grows up, more than likely, he or she will make all the effort to learn the content. Also, technology allows students to see the relevance of content. For example, if a student is learning linear equations and the slope and wants to be a driver, he or she will find why exactly is my teacher having me calculate the slope? Well, the slope measures distance. As a driver, you need to know the distance because you get paid in miles per hour. Lesson 1, finding the slope of a line using the tip model. First, using the tip model, you're going to see that the lesson will start by introducing or defining the concept of the slope. It helps these students by visually captivating them and enticing them to focus on the definition of the slope. It also allows for the learners to follow along, to the examples provided within the lesson. It allows for teachers to model and check for understanding at each step of the lesson. It engages the student in the lesson as it has relevance to their future careers. It also allows the teacher to assist student understanding by giving them a formative assessment throughout the lesson. Phase 2, finding the slope of a line. The PowerPoint embedded in the lesson starts by defining what the slope is. This helps the student know, by definition, what the slope is. The PowerPoint has examples finding the slope. This helps the teacher model to the student what the slope is and how to find it. The presentation also has similar examples to the ones the teacher modeled to help the student with independent practice. We know that practice helps permanence. The presentation is short and to the point, which allows for a question and answer session, which is essential to student understanding. Phase 2, finding the slope of a line. The PowerPoint is used to enforce previous day's concept, which is very essential to closing the achievement gap. Also, students can see how today's concept ties in with yesterday's, as it is embedded within the lesson. Subsequently, students can also be assessed towards their understanding for yesterday's assessment and today's. The presentation allows students to be accountable by making sure that they understand today's concepts and aligning it to yesterday's, which allows for targeted instruction. Phase 3, finding the slope of a line. In this phase, the learner is quickly engaged by starting examples using in-class homework that they were given the previous day. This ensures that no loss of instructional time is lost. Also, teachers can quickly assess the student understanding by using the open source software. In this case, we use Purple Math. Also, technology that the teacher used, which in this case was the open software, Purple Math, gives data to the teacher to make decisions. By this I mean, if the students failed the test, he or she can retest it. Phase 3, parallel and perpendicular lines, phase 1. In this phase 1, in this particular lesson, the learners quickly engage by using in-class homework activity, which is used to quickly assess the student understanding and make decisions on what to move on to. The use of the technology allows the students to develop their understanding of the concepts, in this case parallel and perpendicular. Technology allows the students to replicate the steps to further their understanding, which allows for guided practice. Technology also allows the use of the slope criteria that applies particularly to parallel lines. The criteria for parallel lines says that the lines must have the same slope in order to be parallel. Furthermore, teachers will use the technology to formally assess student understanding or misconceptions. Phase 3, parallel and perpendicular lines. Using technology is used as a repeated review of concept, which is essential to retention. Also, this will allow teachers to gauge students' attention and refocus if needed. Using technology will allow teachers to refocus the students' attention to the important parts of the lesson. Once the student knows the concepts, the teacher will use the technology to further their understanding through collaborative learning. In other words, the teacher will use technology for them to share their ideas and to learn from each other. Lesson 3, Phase 1, System of Equations. In this lesson, technology is used as a repeated review of concepts. Once again, the teacher engages the student by grasping their attention and refocusing to the major ideas of the lesson. The technology is allowed, once again, for collaborative learning, as the students will work with one another. Under phase two for solving system of equations, technology allows a teacher to visit the pre-assessment activity that started the lesson. This allows for students to self-pace and regulate their own understanding. Using technology allows the teachers to create an environment to still respect and work towards a mutual goal, which is essential to collaborative learning. Furthermore, technology allows the student to participate as they feel safe to share their ideas to their peers and to the class. Phase 3, solving system of equations. Under phase 3, the use of technology allows the teacher to differentiate instruction. By this I mean students that are spatial, visual, or learn by doing will have the opportunity to learn as technology will target their needs. Technology will allow them to analyze the problem strategies by having them critique one another's work. Using technology will create the environment where students will self-assess and become self-aware of their understanding of the concepts the teacher is teaching them. So, we reach to the main question. How can technology be used? It can be used in three ways. The first way is in person with online activities to support instruction. The second way is for online activities with in-person activities to support student understanding. And the third way is using technology to create an environment where students can do homework in class and read notes or watch videos at home. This is known as the flipped classroom. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them now or send them via email.